Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing, who actually owns the property. You'll hear the term due diligence thrown around a lot with regard to lawyers. It seems to be one of those things that they just say the way that sailors say port and starboard. It's just kind of one of these terms of art that's bandied about a lot in the legal community. The question posed by this video, or maybe the answer to the question posed by this video, what is due diligence in a property context? Well, effectively, it's ascertaining whether or not that person actually owns the property. We also assist with conveyancing, meaning we assist in actually transferring land title from one person or one entity to another. But due diligence really comes down to, is this property as advertised? Can this person sell it? Do they have the rights to it, etc.? Now, that seems pretty straightforward, and we deal with a lot of foreigners that come here and just presume that the property market, the real estate market, condos, all of that good stuff works similarly to how it works in their part of the world. But the fact of the matter is, we just saw one of these this past week, what I sometimes call a telephone booth Indian, which is based on a book by the same title, Telephone Booth Indians, which this was a practice in Depression-era United States, in New York especially, where men would go out and they would take these signs and put them up on abandoned buildings, and it would say for sale or for rent or for lease, and then they'd put a phone number on it. And then what they would do is the phone number was actually the number to a telephone booth somewhere, and they would go camp out in the telephone booth. That's why they were called the Telephone Booth Indians in the parlance of that time, because they were camping out in a telephone booth to wait for calls regarding this property. And then they would work up a deal to get paid on it, and this person would think that they owned it, and they didn't. And this was a really common con during sort of confidence game during the Great Depression. Well, unfortunately, we sometimes see this happen here in Thailand. People will advertise things or get somebody on the hook to buy something, or more often, it's not quite as brazen as they don't own the property at all. It's oftentimes a situation where people will say you can get a right to a piece of property that may not be possible. For example, some kind of lease that may not be possible. Or, for example, they may sort of gloss over needing to do relevant formalities associated with title registration, even in the event of a lease or a usufruct. That's a right of use, sometimes referred to as a superficies, the right to use the surface of the land. Again, these kinds of things do come up, and this is the reason that due diligence is so important. You want to have a legal professional go in there, figure out what's actually the case with a given property, and basically go from there.